Welcome, everybody. Excited to see you here as we chat a little bit today about high level and all the fun things that it can do for us. We're going to specifically today focus on the social planner and how that works, how to use it, answer any questions you have to the best of my ability, and make sure that we introduce you to that. It's a great tool to be using if you guys are trying to figure out how do I schedule stuff on socials and do that without spending a ton of money. If you're using high level, it's great. It's included. It's a wonderful tool. If you're not using high level, it may be another reason why it makes sense to consider doing it. It's one of the many, many features that are available. As a shameless plug, I am an affiliate. That's why I do these trainings, is to add value, but also to give you my link. If you guys are interested, if you're not already using high level and you're interested, you can go ahead and sign up and get a 30-day free trial. And I see Joe had just joined us as well. And although she didn't ask me to do this, if you guys need help beyond that, once you've used my affiliate link and you go, man, I need some help getting this all set up, Joa is who I recommend you reach out to. It's who I reach out to, and it's who we use when we have questions. So again, if you've got any questions on that, we'd love for you to use our link to get signed up, and then encourage you to use Joa if you need additional help. High level is not hard, but it does have a lot of things going for it. And sometimes you just need to talk to a brain to figure out the right way to do it. And Joa is that brain. So with that, I'm going to go dive right on in. We will have plenty of time for Q&A today, but let's dive right on into our kind of share in the training. I'm going to start here with our replay and resources document. Everybody knows wanted that free 30-day trial. You can see right here, there's your link. And then the replay and resources tab over here is the one you're going to want to pay attention to. Once this training is done, we will have that placed here. The video replay will be put up. It'll be a YouTube link. And excuse me, because you're here, you'll get an email copy of that, and we'll make sure we get that posted out there. As a reminder, we do post the training transcript and the Zoom chat. So don't put anything in the Zoom chat that you don't want mom to read, because it will end up in the Zoom chat and it'll be there. And want to take just a moment and introduce you to Sherry, who's kind of our moderator extraordinaire. Sherry helps out and make sure that all the stuff that we're doing gets done. So let me stop my share real quick here. There we go. Sherry, how you doing this morning?
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Early,
How are
early,
you?
early morning for you.
Well, a little bit. A little bit. I have to tell you, journalist, I don't know.
Your your mic I think your mic is really messed up.
Okay.
It sounds, I'm hearing
It's,
an echo. Is anybody else hearing that echo, or is it just me? Yeah, okay, we're getting lots of thumbs up. So we got a echo. It's not a big deal. You don't need to talk. So
okay.
I want to
Is that better?
thank you for, it is better. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, so as usual, thanks for being part of this. We appreciate you monitoring the chat and all that you do. And by the way, if you ever have an opportunity, if you're in LA and you have an opportunity to have lunch or dinner with Sherry, do so. We got to have lunch and dinner last week. It was pretty
That was
cool. And it's definitely California is a long flight over from Alabama. It was definitely worth it. So I appreciated that. So again, thank you, Sherry. We appreciate all that you do, and it's great. All right, let's go back to sharing again here. Share screen. There we go. All right, so that was a replay. Let's go take a look. We're going to dive right into high level. I'm going to share with you my account so you can see it. We use some aspects of Social Planner and some less, but I'm going to walk you through and show that. Once you log into your high level account, just as a reminder, everything is over here on the left-hand side. You're going to click on the marketing tab. And when you click on the marketing tab, you're going to see a number of things at the top here. And today we're going to be talking about the social planner. So that's what's going to load up when you do this. So for those who are wondering, what's this do for us? Well, real simple. It allows us to connect to various social media. So we can connect to Facebook, Instagram, your Google business page, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, even Threads. And one of my favorites is, oh, I forgot Blue Sky. Sorry, I don't do a lot on Blue Sky, but that's supported as well. One of my favorites is this bottom button that's almost hidden. If you build out any communities in high level, you can also schedule posts to that community using the social planner. And while that may not seem like a big deal to me, that's a huge one to be able to schedule them out to your private and public communities through here as well. Couple limitations, and this is not a limitation with high level social planner. These are just limitations with different platforms. One, you'll see Twitter is not here at the moment. That may or may not come back. I don't know. It's been gone for a couple months now. But that's just a Twitter issue. And on Facebook, the one I want to talk about is that when you go to connect to Facebook, you'll have the opportunity to connect to business pages, but you cannot connect to a group, or you cannot connect. I don't want to mess this up, so I won't do this right now. You cannot connect into a personal page. So if you want to post your personal pages, this won't work. By the way, that's not a social planner issue. Hootsuite, Buffer, all those others, they also cannot connect to a social or to a personal or a group page. So just be aware of that when you're posting to Facebook. As you can see, once you log in, you're going to see all the channels that you've got here that are in here, which makes it great. I'm going to show you some of the benefits that later you can see in the posts. You can take a look and you can actually preview your posts and everything else. So it's super, super beneficial. This is actually one that went into, as you can see, one of our groups. So you can see how that actually got laid out and posted directly into one of our groups. And you got the sidebar here. You can see at any point in time that you want. You can go over into the content tab, and this is where it gets kind of exciting because this is where you're going to start adding content in. And there's a number of ways that you can do that. For any of you that are wondering, how do we create enough relevant social content? A couple things that Social Planner does that I really like that I think are beneficial that I want to share with you. So one is a CSV file. If you're not familiar, a CSV file is a spreadsheet. That's all it is. You can take a spreadsheet and you can build out a spreadsheet with a week's worth, a month's worth, a year's worth of posts. And you can upload that in here, and it will then take all of your post information directly from that CSV file. So if you're trying to schedule and forget it, it's a great way to do that. Another one that I like is recurring. So with the recurring posts, when I go into recurring, if you've got a regular post that you want to post on a scheduled basis, like every week or something, you just come in here, you connect your social account. You can see we've got lots of them in here. So you can take a look. I'm scrolling fast. Those are all social accounts and communities that you can connect to. And if I was going to post something to say Whitebeard Strategies, I can just click on that account. As soon as I do that, I can also pick my brand account and our Everyday AI Vibe magazine if I wanted to. I can pick my Instagram and my Threads and my LinkedIn and Whitebeards. I can select all of those at one point in time. And now you can see here's the preview over here. I can go ahead and put anything I want. For example, would you like help with a prompt? Let me know in the comments what prompt you're hoping to create, and I'll help you. I can go ahead and put that in place, and it will then automatically be set to send out to all of the various platforms that I've said how I want it to go. What do I want it as a reel, a story based on the social platforms? I can invite collaborators. But this is neat because it allows me, in this case, to set a recurring post that, for example, could go out every week or something like that. So I can do lots of fun stuff here. I can even customize it for each channel. So if I said, hey, I want it to be one way on Facebook, another way on Instagram, another way on Threads, and another way on LinkedIn, I actually have that ability to customize that post for each of those as I go in. So super, super easy. And again, I like that on the recurring basis. If you've got things that publish on a recurring basis, that's easy. How about your Google reviews? We've all gotten reviews on Google, Facebook, and things like that, and wonder what's a great way to share them. Well, while we're not talking about reviews today, you can bring all of your reviews directly into High Level. And when you do that, you can actually publish those out directly to your social media feed, and it looks really great. So if I brought it in, I can go ahead and I can select my Google reviews. I want to do anything that's 4 stars or above. I don't want to post anything that's bad. I want to paste it over to my Facebook account, and I want to do one post every day, every week, and we'll do it on Wednesday at 10 a.m. There we go. And then you can see right over here, here's exactly how it'll work. It's going to post just like this, post to the desired channels. I can then go ahead and I can customize it if I want by going over here and picking on the background and everything else. So we're going to click next here, and I can pick a beautiful background. Maybe I want a beach background or clouds or mountains, whatever I want. You'll be able to see here. There we go. You can preview that, and I'll then do my content preview. I can add captions. I can even change my colors. So many of you know, for example, we use purple a lot or indigo. If I decided instead of yellow stars, I wanted to use my purple, I'll use my indigo. I can literally come in here, change this. Oops, I messed up. Try that again. There we go. Still not doing it. My copy and paste is not working. Anyway, trust me when I say we'll do this 4700 7A. We'll try it just to show you it works. Ah, oh, I was doing it in the wrong area. That's why. There we go. I didn't know what I was doing. And you can see by doing that, it previews, it changes your star color, anything I want. So I can make any changes. I can change the color of the box. I can change the color of the text. So I can play around. I can even change different fonts if I want to. We like Montserrat, and I can make it a little bit bigger. Let's go to 36. And I can play around to get exactly the look and feel that I want. Be careful you don't go too big or it'll cut off more of your testimonial. And then I can even caption things. So posting reviews, it's a great way to do that if you want to post reviews. I find it's a great way to get those reviews out there. Here's one of my other favorites. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with an RSS feed. That stands for Real Simple Syndication. But just imagine, for example, that you've gone out and you've signed up and have a feed coming in. By the way, this allows you to read content from other websites. It comes into you automatically. I can set up a news feed in here. For example, I could pull it off my blog, or I could pull it off your blog or a news site. All I have to do is grab that feed. It'll then pull the content once I figure out where I want it to go. And I can choose like once a day. How many times a day do I want it to do that? How many posts do I want it to make? And instead of me manually having to read those news stories and go through, I can actually take and automatically have high level go in and grab that news feed, find one of the news stories or however many I want. I can change it every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, every hour, and I can then have it make a social post based on that. Let me give you just an example of how that would look. So, uh, give me the RSS feed for the blog at jonathanmass.com. So I can go find an RSS feed. It should do this for me. There we go. It's coming up here. There we go. So I've got this. So I can take this. By the way, you can do this for most any website that's out there. I can go back into our program here. I can paste in that feed, and then I notice it's going to go check it. And I'm going to say I want to post this into my brand account. So my Facebook brand account, and we'll add LinkedIn too, just for good measure. So we'll publish it to both accounts. And notice it's already pulling content. So I can schedule it to go out there and say, all right, here's what's good. I want to do once a day and I want to pull one post per day and create this. And this will literally now take this post from where I was at or from my blog and post this on Facebook for me. And just to show you that that's real, let's go to my website real quick. And by the way, it's not just your website. Imagine doing this for other news sites, anything like that. If I go into my blog and take a look and look at that, that's our most recent post. So it's literally automatically going to pull that. And here's the neat thing. If I schedule this and create that post, there we go. This is now scheduled, and every day it's going to go out, pull one post, the most recent one I've got, and share that to my Facebook channel and share that to my LinkedIn. Now, that's probably not the only thing I want to do, but it's really, really easy. D, I don't know about Substack. D just asked, will it pull a Substack account? It should, I'm thinking so. Let's ask Perplexity because I don't know for sure. Can I get an RSS feed from a Substack account? And let's find out. So if you're following somebody in Substack, you can do that. You can pull news feeds from news sources. Pretty much any blog that's out there will have them. And there you go. The formula is super simple there, D. I'll copy and paste this for you so you can use this if you want. you just want to replace, actually we'll do this just like this. Let's grab all of that. There we go. And boom, there's your link and how to put that together. So you can actually fill that in based on your publication name, substack.com/feed. And again, now you can do that and you can pull in any Substack. By the way, it doesn't, as I mentioned, it doesn't just have to be yours. It can be anybody's. So you can pull that from any blog post that's out there. Maybe I want to do it from OpenAI. Could grab theirs or Anthropic's or Google's and I can pull that in. It's a great way to create some content that you know is relevant to your audience. Then we've got a template library that you can fill out and you can create new templates in. If you work with clients or with other team members, you can even set up approval processes so that, let's say I want my team to create this, but I want to approve them before they go. They can do that, and I can set an approval process that everything's scheduled, but I need to approve it before it goes, or I want somebody on my team to do that. So all of that can be done here. It's super easy, and I love the way it works. You also now have comment management, so you can go in and you can actually pull your comments from your Facebook, from your Instagram, from your LinkedIn, TikTok, all and see these comments being pulled in real time. That allows me now, we don't use all of these. That's why these are dated back in February. But if I pull in more recently here, let me scroll to the bottom and see what we've got. These are all over, but again, it's another tool. Notice how it's bringing in all those comments directly in and allows me to literally comment. And notice when I'm commenting as, in this case, the account owner, Whitebeard Strategies. And so I can do that right here. If you've got multiple accounts you're managing, it's a whole lot easier than going into every account individually and pulling that up. Then they've got statistics. I don't spend a lot of time on these, but it is very helpful for you to be able to track and find out what's working and what's not. So we can see, we use this part of the time, by the way, not all the time, but we posted 38 posts in the last, it looks like, week. We had 579 likes, 177 new followers. We had 163,000 impressions and 19 comments. And so you get to see that and you can track that over any time frame that you want by simply going up here. So that's the last 7 days. Let's just take a look at the last 30, confirm. So 251 posts over the last 30 days, 4,000 likes, 897 new followers, 2 million impressions, and 105 comments. So again, really nice if you're looking for a way to pull data in. And this is especially helpful if you're an agency or you're running social media services for someone else. This is super helpful because you can pull this and give them the reports that they're likely looking for really easily. And when I had my agency, this is one of the things we did, and it worked really, really well. So let's see here. I think you said, so comments will show for your posts on all your platforms in one page. Yeah, exactly. So right now, notice over here on the side, I've got all my channels. Now keep in mind, I don't have Blue Sky and TikTok and Pinterest in there, but if I did, those stats would show. If I just want my Facebook stats, I have to click on Facebook, and I can see on Facebook, I had 25 posts, and you can see where the impressions are. But if I want all of them in one spot, there's a simple way to do that, and it's an easy way to go ahead and pull that out. And there's a lot of different stuff you can see here. Tracks your engagement, your impressions, your post reach, your links by socials, your performance and your top performing posts, engagement stats. I can have gender breakdown. So all kinds of really, really cool information that you can pull from your socials. Most of this is going to be available from the socials themselves, but I'd have to log into Facebook and LinkedIn and TikTok and all those separately, or I can pull them in directly here, which is nice. Another thing that you guys may like is social listening. If you're ever curious about what trends are going on, you can come over to the listening tab and it will give you trends. This is actually in the process of getting updated so it can be even more targeted for your needs. But instead, again, of having to go out to Google Trends and look all over, you can literally come over here and see if any of these relate to what you're doing. And then you can pull things in based on that. So nothing that's jumping out at me at the moment, but obviously, depending on what business you're in, you definitely can do that. Maybe, for example, I want to write something about Ted Turner. So Ted Turner seems to be getting a lot of Wikipedia views right now. Maybe I want to leverage that, or there's something I can pull into that I'm doing. TikTok breakout songs, and many times you can add music to those. It's helpful to use the breakout ones. Hashtags for TikTok, popular songs, YouTube channels. This is huge to look at if you're trying to maybe get content ideas. So keep in mind, you can always run to any of these channels and pull that out. You can also take a look at popular keywords and trending videos so you can see what's performing well right now and possibly leverage some of that for what you're doing. And then obviously you've got your settings tab, and this is more boring. This is where you're going to connect into your different accounts, and you can see all the details about that and everything else. So Social Planner is really simple. It's really easy to use. And in my mind, the thing that people tend to miss is on the content side, and it's pulling in those recurring posts and getting them scheduled, or my favorite, the RSS feed, where you can actually schedule a feed of different posts to come in and then automatically create relevant content for your audience that's getting shared out on a regular basis. So I'm terrible, for example, on LinkedIn. I should have had this on a long time ago. Now it'll be taking one of my blog posts from LinkedIn. Just as a reminder, you can do other sites. So I can do the same thing for, let's do the same thing here for, there we go. Sorry. Pull in my feed. We're going to do the same thing to my personal. We'll do it to Whitebeard Strategies, and we'll do it to both my LinkedIn pages. And oops, I did the wrong thing because that's not the post. Hang on. RSS. Where is it? Joa, do you know, am I limited to only one? I thought I could do multiple. I can do multiples here, can't I? Am I just missing it? If you're on, Joa may not be. Joa, by the way, joins these of her own free will, so she's not
Sorry.
obligated to ever
I
help me
was
out. No,
multitasking, working on other stuff.
no, that's okay. I was on the RSS feed. You can add multiple feeds in, can't you? You're not limited to just one RSS.
Yeah,
Because I click on,
there used to be able to, yeah,
oh, there
RSS
it is.
posts. Yeah.
Duh, I clicked
They
on the wrong
changed the
thing.
button.
Yeah, I clicked on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So reminding, so I can pull from my corporate site too. That's also a WordPress site. So I can do the same thing. We'll just click on RSS, and this time we'll do HTTPS whitebeardstrategies.com/feed. And as soon as I do that, it's going to check that feed. If you ever put in a wrong RSS feed, it won't pull any information. I can select the social accounts I want to go to. So we'll go to mine, to Whitebeard's, to both of our LinkedIn channels, and I'll publish it to Threads as well. Why not? It's easy to do. End with, I can put in any specific text that I want in there. In this case, we'll have it go out once a day, and we'll have it pull one post a day in there so I don't overdo it. And in the same way, it's pulling that blog post just to show you that I'm being legit with you. Let's go out and take a look. Whitebeard Strategies, we'll go to our blog and we will find here, let's see, where is my blog? It's buried down here. There we go. So here's that blog post, just got published today, May 7th. Same graphic you'll be able to see. Hang on, there we go. And that's the same blog post it's pulling in here. Says your business one AI pricing change away from a crisis. Does the link, and you can see it's the exact blog post. It'll bring them right to here, and that's good for driving traffic back. We're going to go ahead and create that post. And now the good news is I'll have more content getting published to LinkedIn and more content getting published to Threads than I had before. And it's just that easy to go ahead and put that in and have it in place. So something that you can consider. Something we don't talk about a lot is RSS posts. And I think that RSS feeds are just a great way to gather information and be able to create content. So that's a social media planner. We've got time for questions. Let's go ahead and go into Q&A. I will stop my share here. There we go. What questions, comments, concerns does anybody have about the social planner? How it works, how to set it up, you name it. Any questions at all? Eric, thank you for bailing me out of that silence. I appreciate it. What's on your mind?
So going to this statistics page
Hmm.
on Social Planner, at the very end of the I think it was statistics, there's a section that tracks video, and it
Hmm.
tracks like drop off and things like that. I'm trying to figure out where I was looking at it before. Actually, you know what? It was on under sites, not under the marketing tab. So that may
Gotcha.
not analytics under sites.
But
And that
you were seeing some good video stats then, I assume.
why I'm not seeing any, but we post a ton of videos, so I'm thinking it's something we're doing wrong. Um, and
Yeah, you because you should be able to, like, I'm not posting through YouTube. I'm not posting my YouTube videos through that I can see. And in the last week, it's showing, for example, four. So I'm assuming it's pulling live stats here because I've not scheduled any YouTube videos to post out to things, and it's showing I've got four new videos that are out, and impressions, clicks, normal stuff. This is just YouTube at this point.
It showed that it
Um,
was YouTube. If you scroll up, Jonathan, it should see, oh, scroll down
yep,
a little bit. See, look, it shows for YouTube.
yep. There we go. There it is right there. So if you go there, Eric, if you go under stats and you go click on YouTube, does it show? Well, let me ask you, are you posting the videos to YouTube or are they getting posted somewhere else?
we post to YouTube, and we used to post directly to YouTube. Um, I had Ian hop on here to comment. We've switched. So we used to post with a third party app, then we did direct posting, then we went to Go High Level. So now we're using Go High Level, and we're seeing metric track on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, but YouTube can, if you're on here, speak up. But the I'm not really seeing any metric from our YouTube. We got one video posted, and I'm pretty sure we posted more than that this week. So I can
Yeah,
I
I'd
can
have to look in to see where if you've got the question would be, is it connected to your YouTube account? In other words, were you able to connect it in there some way
it
or another?
is.
If it is, okay, it should be showing up then, Eric. That's odd that it's not. I would expect it to be showing up.
We'll
I
dig
can
into
help you,
some more.
Eric.
I figured, yeah, I was going to say I'll hit up Joe for help. And then
As you say, we know Joey can help you out with that. Yes,
does the marketing tab and the sites tab? I know sites put out is like where we host our sites and things we're pushing out,
correct.
but there's a video analytics on sites that's different than this video analytics. Like watching
I've
YouTube
never
on this
actually, that's a
tab.
great question. I've never used it. Joey, do you happen to know
I don't
anything
even
about
know
that?
where it is. No.
Yeah, on the sidebar, two down from marketing, it has sites. It's where you
Right.
generate like your QR codes and all that kind of stuff. In the top bar, there's analytics. It's like the fifth category across the top bar, selection bar, and it gets into all kinds of analytics. And I know I've been looking at my website analytics, but there's video analytics on there, and I'm not 100% sure what it applies to. So I was just curious if there was crossover
I don't have
on
video
sites versus
analytics on
marketing.
mine.
Mine looks
Oh,
like,
I
video
do.
engagement overview. I
I
see
have
it
it.
all the way at the bottom.
yeah. So I have like drop off spike and video pauses and completions.
I
It
wonder
looks
if
like
those
it's
are,
getting
I would imagine, I'll do some research, Eric, and get back to you.
okay.
Um, I would imagine those are embedded videos on your website since it's on the
Since it's
website
under time.
page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good question. I
I've
love
never
this
even seen
when
that. There are so many features in the high level, y'all. Do not try to master all of them. There's like 700.
So
But I
if you get
want to do
nothing else out of
everything.
this training, that was the best advice you'll get. There are so many things. It's why we love Joa because there's things we don't know how to do, and we're like, Joa, how does this work? And then she'll tell us, and we decide whether we want it or not, or she'll research it. But there are, and they are. This is an interesting side segue. I think you might have even shared this with me, Joa, but the high level just gave all of their developers last month or the month before access to Claude Code. And as a result, they have started rolling out new improvements. They were always fast. They're even faster. And I will say, I don't know what you think, Joa, but high level is known for like releasing minimum viable, and I stress the minimum viable when it first comes out. I've saw a lot of their new features lately seem to be more polished and better functioning than what they were 6 months ago. Have you noticed that, or is that
Absolutely.
just me?
Yeah. No, absolutely. And did you see their new update today?
No, I have not. What's new today?
So in the AI Studio, where you can, it's
Hmm.
like Bolt or Base 44 Lovable, where
Yep.
you can create your own. They have now made it click, so you can click on the text and edit it instead of
Oh,
having to
very nice.
prompt it. Yeah, prompt. Ooh, I can talk. Prompt it. You can click and edit the text and whatnot. So
Yeah, they're
yeah.
on the website stuff. They're serious about competing in that front. I mean, I've been,
Hmm.
most of you guys know I use Manus to do a lot of my web stuff, but I anticipate in the next month or so that'll start changing because high levels reduced, put a lot of stuff. Then I can just keep it right there and more natively. That's a great update though, because that's always been, even with Manus, that's a pain. If you want to change tasks or base 44 or lovable, change text, I should say, you've actually got to prompt it to change the text versus sometimes
Lovable's
it'd be
had it for
faster.
a while where you can
Oh, have
edit,
they?
click on
Oh,
the
I didn't
screen.
know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Okay.
so I think they probably structured it after that. But yeah, it's much better because we all know when you prompt something like that, sometimes the AI will go off and change something else that you did not want changed.
Always a danger. Yes, I just had a
So
discussion about that at
yeah.
Social Media Marketing World last week with one of the guys that used it for his presentation. He went to make a change and it like changed four things, not one. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
So, oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. Thank you
Yep.
for that. That's one of the things I love about high level is, and I think Joey, your point's so good. Don't think you have to master, like with AI, you don't have to master every tool. You don't have to master everything with high level. Learn the things that impact your business and leverage those, and don't worry about the rest of them. It's not going to impact you. And if it's someday you want it, somebody just made a comment, and I apologize. I forgot who it was already. I think it was Terry. Yeah. Terry says she's been using high level since 2019 and never looked at this feature. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. Obviously, you've got value out of it for 6 years. Now, here's another way to get value
Yeah.
out of it. So,
Well, and I'm
yeah,
a
really
certified
good
admin,
stuff.
and I didn't know there was engagement stacks on the
It happens.
analytics page of the, you know, yeah.
Absolutely. So, thank you, Joe. I appreciate adding that in. Patrick, you're up next, sir. What's on your mind?
Oh, there we go. So, just was wondering if you've ever done any post creation in GHL because my frustration with them is I want to create custom posts for, where I use a GPT or a
Yep.
skill that pulls the data in for that particular customer, and then I have that all as automations and stuff, and then I use that content to create custom images. And then that's all set up so that it all happens automatically. But then I can't do that in GHL. I don't think I've never been able to do that. And it's like, yeah, I can pull in a CSV file, but then I got to take it from somebody else, create all this stuff, put it in a CSV file. I might as well just post it out there with the other systems that'll automatically post it, you know? So
I
I'm
guess
just
I,
wondering.
what other systems would, is there any system that'll pull it from like ChatGPT and automatically post it? I'm not aware of
No,
those,
I
I
have
guess.
systems that have that already built underneath it. Inside of
Oh,
it, they pull
gotcha.
from ChatGPT and they do it in there, and then they create it and post it. But I'd rather have it all in GHL because I have to pay for that other one. It costs me several $100s a month, you know. So
I know
uh,
the AI side, as Joe mentioned, is continuing to change almost weekly with high levels. They're bringing more and more stuff out. I have not used the AI to generate posts. You can do that though now. What I don't know is if you can do it, and I don't think you can. I don't think you can program it like you can a GPT to know that client and everything else. So I don't think they're quite there yet on that type of automation. Um,
yeah, I didn't see
yeah.
it. I didn't expect it yet, and I'm in GHL all day and all the other stuff. So yeah,
You can
I just
use
was
the
hoping that
API to do it from Make.
Yeah, I was going to
I
say, what
didn't
about
hear that.
using,
Yeah.
Sherry still got some mic issues, but that was the other thought I had about maybe using Zapier or Make or N8N to pull that in, and then you would be able to do it in high level because you can
Mhm.
Yeah,
connect via the API.
yeah.
Probably not quite as automated as you want, but once you have it set,
Well, I
excuse me,
mean, I
once
could
it's set
post it
up,
where it's at. I just was hoping to get rid of that system and do it in GHL so I could save myself several $100s a month.
yeah. What are you
Yeah.
creating it in right now, Patrick? When you go to create, what are you creating those in?
I have a program. I have a app program called Social Post Wizard that I do it with, and it's a white label version of Markey that I use, and
Okay,
it,
gotcha.
yeah, yeah. And so I sell that as a service to all my customers, and they love it.
Smart.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah, I'm not I'm
I've been
not
doing
aware of a
GHL
way
for
to.
years, and I teach it and do all that stuff too. But I just every now and then, it's like Joy said, it's like, wow, is there a way to do that one?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I've been in that many times myself, so totally understood. Somebody
Thank
just
you.
asked in the chat. Thank you, Patrick. That was really good. Good question. Somebody asked in the chat about other trainings. I do a lot of GHL trainings. There's probably 40 or more of them out there. You guys should have gotten an email, but I didn't see it in the document. I did just add it. If you guys want, you can join our community group on GHL, which is actually a GHL group. I just put the link in the chat. So if you like trainings like this and you want to see the others, all of our past trainings are posted up in that channel, and you guys get free access to that if you're interested. So I just pasted that in the chat and went from there. I saw we had another hand up, but I'm not sure who that was, and maybe we got your question answered. Um, I did, Joa, but let me give you that document link. Well, maybe I didn't. I don't know. You should have had it, but I'm going to give it again. So here is the replay and resources document. There we go. Thanks, Joel, for the reminder. I appreciate that. Any other questions, anything about that? I'm curious, has anybody ever thought of using, and maybe I'm the only one that thinks this is so cool, but using RSS feeds to pull data into your social media to help keep things relevant and helpful and active? Is anybody else doing that at all?
I'd like to hear more about how you do that, because I would do that with us.
With that, I mean, I would think, Eric, with you and a lot of your clients, that might be a good way to pull things in. So again, I'll just let me go back to the screen and show you how to do it. There's any place you can get a feed from. So let's just go ahead and do something. I know you don't necessarily sell for them, but let's take a look at like Steelcase, just because that's the first thing that came to mind in furniture. So if I go out to Steelcase, Steelcase is likely going to have a blog of some sort. And there's a couple different things that you can use to find RSS feeds and things like that. And I don't remember them. I haven't used them recently. So let's ask Perplexity. How can I best find out any RSS feeds available from steelcase.com? We used to have like an RSS finder tool website we use, but lately I've been using Perplexity for this, Eric, just going out and finding out where they're going to be. So these are some of the typical ones that you can try. So it does say that their blog section does, and the link is right here, Steelcase Research Articles. So if you wanted to, you just need to grab that link. So you need to find whatever link that is, and then you're going to go into high level again. Oops, I went to the wrong spot. Let's go back to marketing and social planner. Again, click under content, RSS, new post, new RSS post, and we're going to paste that in there and not a valid feed. So there we go. That fast it told us it's not. So Perplexity got that wrong. Let's try this one real quick. Sometimes you got to hunt and pick a little bit to figure it out. Nope. Let's see here, Val. This is what I was thinking of.
You can
Let's go
just
this way.
paste the URL that you get from Perplexity and it will and it if it loads the XML, then that's the right URL. Just FYI.
That's good. So it's telling me Steelcase doesn't have any, so that's probably a bad example. Eric, if you got a manufacturer or anything that you would be willing to share, we could take a look and I can just show you a sample of how that works. You're muted, Eric.
Of the big manufacturers that I know of that would fund an RSS feed would be, or some type of regular push.
Yeah.
It would either be Knoll, Knoll, or in the
Mm-hmm.
real estate world, it would be CBRE, because they're big, like
Mm.
they're a huge worldwide company that does
I know both of them. So
yeah,
let's do cbre.com. I think I'm hoping I'm getting the
that's
right
it.
websites.
I'm pretty sure it's CBRE.
All right, so
Jones Lang or something.
nothing on CBRE that's coming up. Let's just see if it works. Let's see if it pulls it on my website or not, because since we've had such bad luck here, let's see if it actually is going to pull those. Okay, so something's wrong because I obviously have a feed. So let's go to CBRE and take a look.
They're definitely cbre.com as far as their website.
So let's see, property careers needs. Obviously, they've got a massive site.
Yeah, that's
Let's just see here. What's Ask Perplexity again? So this is always kind of got this. Sherry, did you have an idea that I'm missing here that I should be considering?
I'm wondering uh if you just type you have to look for the blog, right? Because that's the RSS is usually feeding from the blog. If they don't have a
Typically, correct.
blog, then it'll be harder to find something to look. Oh, press releases. Yeah, that's another one.
I mean, I have a blog. I don't know if it'll
Okay,
find
yep.
it.
So here we go.
Well, is it
So
WordPress? Is
It
your blog WordPress, Eric?
it's all built through Go High Level.
So you can
it should have an
try.
RSS feed.
You
So
could
let's go
try
back here
just
and grab the
slash
one.
feed, right?
Yep. So, oops, it didn't grab the whole thing. Hang on. Press dash releases. This is definitely different. I don't
Hey,
know why.
Jonathan, they had a newsroom at the bottom menu
Did
of their
they?
website. So what I would guess that would
There we
be where
go.
they would be found.
That's a very good thought. And again, that's kind of a hunt and peck type thing. So in
Yeah,
this
it's
case, it
not
didn't,
XML.
yeah, it didn't
That's
find it. So Eric, thanks for letting me helping me show that I can't do this very well. If it's a WordPress site, they'll likely have one because WordPress is running about 40% of sites out there, and then others are not. Let's go take a quick look here, Patrick. If you've got an idea, feel free to jump
Well,
in. If not, I'll be with you. Go ahead.
just want to throw out there about GHL blogs and RSS feed because I think Eric just said that if you go into where your blog settings are, you can hit RSS button and it'll give you this really weird long link that you can copy and it'll give you the RSS feed for all of your GHL blogs. It's not the same because I tried it with a / feed and it didn't work, but I had to go into GHL into the blog's settings area, and there's a things that's authors categories RSS. You click on that, and you can copy the link specifically for your blog. So
pretty sure it's not the link to a blog,
it's to
like a
no, it's to the
post.
blog itself, and not to the
Hmm,
blog post.
interesting.
It'll give. I have 2 different blogs, and it gives me one for each of them. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you
Well,
go
it
into
definitely is. Eric, going back to your point, it's a bit of a hunt and peck to find it, but
Uh-huh.
once you can do that, now the good
I
news is you may be able to request that from your manufacturers and say, hey, do you have that, and that may help in that process. But once you do that, it will then scan, and what it will by default do is it's going to take the most recent entry. So if it's somebody that's updating, once a day or whatever, you're good. If it's somebody updates once a week, you want to change your frequency a little bit there. But the neat thing is because you can do multiples, Eric, you could grab Knoll and you could grab CBRE and you could grab a bunch of others and just have it on a schedule, do that, and it would help pull that in. And I would think for what you're doing, your manufacturers would love to see that you're sharing their content. So
hmm
that would probably earn you some major brownie points with the manufacturers as well.
Well, and
The
I'm trying to be a knowledge source. So like I write content all the time that comes from my own knowledge and sources that I can pull. But if there's any kind of automation that can be created by piping RSS feeds in to our site or where we're posting, I've always been interested in the RSS concept. I've just never really been able to apply it for a consistent business use. So,
Eric, we can add it to our list. So if you go to rss.app, you
mhm.
can create a
aha,
feed from anything. You do have to pay for it. So I pay like $9 a month, and you can create your own feed. Um, can I share my screen, Jonathan?
yeah, yeah. It'll probably ask me for permission, but feel free, and it should pop up.
Okay.
There we go. You're good to go.
Gotta
I
pick
had
the
forgotten
right
about
screen.
RSS.app. I tend to just pull from like my blogs, but you're right. That's a great
Yeah, so
solution.
this is one where so here's a feed that I have set up, and I have all these 9 different. So I have Gemini, the OpenAI news, Perplexity's blog, Claude's news. So anytime something comes in on this, I have an automation set up that it will give me, let me see if I can find that real quick. Uh, Oh, look, it's right at the top, my RSS AI news automation. So I have it set up, and Sherry can help. Maybe Sherry and I can do a little one of the master classes on this or something that it's pulling. So this was back in December. It gives me an AI summary of what the whatever the post was, and gives me a LinkedIn draft and a Facebook draft. And then we could put that into the high level social media planner.
Yeah, but definitely put that on the list, Joe.
There you
Eric
go.
has a list for
There you
me.
go.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong
so
with that.
yeah, so RSS.app, and you can set it to limit. So well, the on my automation, I have it pulling just like 5 things a day. But when you go and set up these feeds, that's where you can then pull from any even if the site doesn't have an RSS feed, it will create one.
That's cool. That's very
Yeah.
cool.
So I have the different AI ones that I'm pulling.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I can think of a lot of ways that could be beneficial. I mean, just for content creation in general and everything else. So that's awesome.
Well,
Joel,
and
while
I know,
you're
Jonathan, you like to post things right away when something happens. I can't stop my
hmm
share because Whisper Flow's in the way. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Uh, um, you can set up these RSS feeds to ping to your Slack, or they don't have to go, you can put these
Right.
into
No, they
a
can go.
bunch of different places. So if you want to be the first one reporting something,
It's
then
a great way to get that
this is,
notification right away. Yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. I use Feedly and I've found the Feedly works really good
Kind
for
of
the
the
way
same.
I do
It's the
things.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it because it gives me a digest I can look at and just scan and say what's happening because there's so much in
Mm-hmm.
most of our industries, there's so much.
Yep.
Um, while I've got you, Sherry just asked a good question that I don't have an answer to, which is, can we do a poll to see what version of GHL everyone's using? I didn't know there were different versions. I thought you just, when you loaded it, it came up. Are there different versions that you're aware of?
Do you mean the price plans, like a sub account, $97
Oh, that could be
or?
Sherry. Is that what you're wondering? Oh, yes, that's what she's wondering. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. I'm on the $300 a month plan. I don't need to be on that plan. I could easily be on the $97 a month plan. But because we ramp up some test sites occasionally, so that's what I'm on. Which one are you on, Joe? You're on the reseller, right? If I'm not
I'm on
mistaken.
the reseller, yeah, the 497 a month plan.
And that the difference is that gives Joa the ability to sell high level as a bundled service or as anything else. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, Joa, you can then also brand that so that you could go out and you can make it part of a service that's just included. You could sell it for any price point you want, and you get to choose which of the high level features are included. So you can sell your own package, you can white label it, you can put your own logo on it, and then you can choose which packages are included or which features are included. Is that correct?
Correct. And so the difference between the 297 plan and the 497 plan, you can get unlimited sub accounts on the 297 plan and the 497 plan. There are some advanced APIs that are not accessible on the
Yep.
297 plan. And then on the 297 plan, for people, if you're reselling sub accounts on the 297 plan, you cannot mark up text and emails and some of those fees. And on the 497 plan, I can mark up the difference. So that I mean, you don't have to, but you can to even account for
That's a
Stripe
good,
fees or
yeah. I
whatnot.
mean, you
So,
even a penny per text. If you've got sending out thousands of text messages over a month, like we pay our fees every 3 months, we get a bill from that, and we're spending $1,500 to $2,000 every 3 months just for email sends. But that's because we're sending out hundreds of thousands of emails literally every week. But yeah, I mean, it's a great way to add and make a little bit of margin on that to help cover some of those costs.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yep.
Looks like a bunch of white labels, a bunch of 97. The $97, if you're wondering where to start, I encourage everybody start at the 97. Would you agree with that, Joa?
Oh,
Start at the
absolutely.
$97 plan and then only upgrade if you go, oh, I need more. Most of the time in most businesses, you're not unless you decide you want to resell. The only reason we upgraded to the $300 plan was because we had two company brands. We've since merged those so that we don't need it anymore. But because I'm an endorsed provider with High Level, they paid for my entire year at $300. So I'm still at the $300 a month plan, but I technically don't need it anymore to do what we had it for.
Well,
So
and for those of you thinking, I saw somebody saying that they're going to join today. When you join through Jonathan's link, he gets an affiliate commission, which means, it doesn't cost you anymore. He makes a little money. That's how he does these trainings. But when that's considered joining directly with High Level, so High Level works a lot of different ways. You can join through me, and you would pay me, or you can join direct through Jonathan's link, the affiliate link. I mean, that's why we're all here to learn from him. When you join directly with him, you get 3 sub accounts for that $97. So you can have one to have your business on. You can create what I would call a sandbox account,
say
so you
exactly
can
the
play
sandbox,
and
yeah.
learn, and test new features and whatnot. So, and you then maybe if you decide, oh, okay, I want to sell it, you can then even sell your third one and charge somebody else. You would just have to do manual invoicing. So, and Jonathan, even on your 297, that's all manual invoicing. I would have
Correct.
automatic rebilling on the 497 plan that I
Yeah.
can set it up, or I can do manual invoicing.
Well, and
So,
Joel, I mean, if people are looking for another service to add, and it's a complementary to what you do, like it certainly is for what you're doing. When we had our agency, we had the 497 plan, and when people bought from us, we included that as part of their monthly service that they got. It was a line item. We billed them every single month for it, but we weren't huge, but we had 75 or 80 clients that were paying us for that. Well, if you take those 80 clients, let's call it 75 to make it easy, paying us $100 a month, that meant that we were making $7,500 and we were paying 500. So it was there was $7,000 in positive revenue coming in. Now we had some responsibilities and we had to carry through on that, but it was still well worth it for the 7,000 a month. And we were small potatoes. I mean, there are people that I know personally that are making $30,000 and $40,000 a month on reselling, by reselling in that. So if you are looking for a business opportunity, I'm not here to sell it to you, but there definitely are options there as well. So stuff to consider. Sherry, I see you've got your hand up. I'm going to just leave Joe up since we're almost done, and she's probably going to help me answer whatever question comes up anyway. What's on your mind, Sherry?
Just a quick question. If I use your direct affiliate Save Today link, Joa, you said that we would get 3 sub accounts, and I'm new to Go High Level. I've watched some things on it, but I've never been in it. So the 3 sub accounts, does that mean I could use them for like my 3 different lines of business? For instance, I'm a legal nurse consultant, so I have my McHenrick Medical Legal Consulting. Okay, that's one thing. And then I also have the Nurseonomics business where I help other legal nurse consultants with AI marketing, that kind of stuff. So would that be things I could use
yeah.
or is that for more like team sub accounts? I just wanted to
No,
clarify.
it's definitely separate businesses. So like my whole team is on, but then we have different sub accounts that we have available. So in the past, for example, we had multiple LLCs and each one had its own sub account. They're called sub accounts, but they work the same way. So you've got basically 3 sub accounts when you set up under High Level. Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, that means you're using one and you've got 2 more to use at that point
correct.
in time.
Yes,
correct?
you can set up if you have that $97 account, you can set up 3 sub accounts on that plan. Yeah.
Okay.
Which could be 3 different businesses.
Right now.
Okay. And then if you need more than 3, do you pay
You're
for
gonna
each
what?
one, or do you go to the next level?
You would have to
it's
go
fine.
to
Go ahead and show me.
the 297 level.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. And the good news, if you guys do that, you can still work with Joa. Just because you buy the $97 plan doesn't mean Joa won't work with you. She will, and she's really good. And I only know that because she works with us on ours. So there you definitely do that. Jo has been part of our community for a long time. She's not paying me to endorse her, but I do because she does great work. And if the reality is when you start using a tool like High Level, at some point you're gonna go, I got a question. And obviously, Sherry, if you sign up, you can contact High Level and they're really good about support. But sometimes you want to just talk to somebody else. Like, Eric works with Joa on multiple projects to help build things out. There's other options at that point in time. So, Michael, I
Yeah.
see you're with us. What's on your mind, sir?
I was wondering, Jonathan, if you know of a way on GHL that you can like put up multiple products and have a customer go through and cherry pick, and then it adds up, um, the pricing as they go through and like for custom GPTs, for instance, maybe
Hmm.
there's 20 of them out there and they can go through and they say, I want this one, this one, this one, instead of buying a
Sure.
whole suite. Is there a way
Yeah.
for GHL, and could you do a training on that maybe in the future?
I could definitely do one. It's really easy. You just set up your store in GHL, and to give you an example of what it can look like, I'm not saying ours is the best, but we use that for all of our training replays. So if you go out to our website and say, hey, I want to look at the trainings, this page that you're looking at right here, Michael, is all done in GHL, and this is through the store. So when somebody comes in, let's say you say, hey, I want to do the training next week, Wednesday, on AI presentations, you literally can click here and this landing page is done and you click register and you can go ahead and buy. We could even set up a shopping cart if we wanted. We don't have a shopping cart set up to like add a bunch, but that's another option you can turn on so that literally I could have people going through, like you said, if I had a bunch of GPTs in here, I could have it set up so that they could come in, and here's kind of more what the store looks like this, where you could add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, and I could have somebody check out with 3 of them or 20 of them or whatever we wanted. So that's built directly into High Level. The only thing you need to do is you need to connect it to your payment processor. So PayPal or Stripe or whoever you're going to use. We use PayPal and Stripe, but you can do that however you want. And then again, you can be individual, or then you can see we've got our add to cart button. So there I just added marketing mastery. And here, if I want to add infinity, I can add that to the cart. You can see now I've got 2 of them. And if I go view my cart, there we go. And it's all set and ready to go just like that. So you can, and that's all by default. We're not like customizing a bunch of this. This is just part of the default functionality that we have set up.
So each GPT would have to have its own landing page.
Well, each would be, so you'd actually set it up as a product is how you do that. So when you come in here under payments, we have our products. So each GPT would be a product that you would set
Right,
up.
right. It would
And
have to be a
then,
product with its own landing page.
yep, exactly.
Okay.
So, well, and it doesn't actually need its own landing page. We set up a landing page for everyone, but you have a product page for each. So ours are really simple. We do the click here to learn more because then it actually goes directly to the landing page. That just gives us more control. But you don't actually need to set that up. You can literally, again, choose to include this in your online store.
Okay.
You can go ahead and put this in here, do product labels. You can put them in collections. You can deal with taxes, images, even pricing variants, all that type of stuff can be put in here. And you can see we've got PayPal and Stripe set up that are set up for payment processing that way. So when somebody sees this product and goes out and looks at it, so let's go ahead and look at it real quick. So you can see when I get my shopping cart here, I have the opportunity to go ahead and put in my credit card. This is using Stripe, or I can click and use PayPal as well. So it gives both payment options, but you don't actually need to set up a separate landing page for each. You just need to go in and set up the products for each one,
Okay.
and then it will show them in your store page. It automatically shows all those products, which is the part that looked like this. And we've just chosen to do a 5 column. You could do a 3 column, a 6 column, whatever you wanted to do.
Okay.
We've just decided to label it that way. So
Thank you.
then you can pull it through, and it's that easy to set up? Good question.
Thank you.
Good question.
I had another question, if I may, and it's not
Yeah, go
related to
ahead.
GHL. It's related to the Custom GPT Resellers Network.
Mm-hmm.
I have noticed yesterday and today the resources are showing. Have you had any dealings with that?
When you say resources, what do you
You know,
mean? I'm
like
not
when
sure
you
I'm
put in
following.
like your custom instructions and your markdown files to create like content repurposer or any
Yep.
of those. Okay, so when I'm creating them, I'm creating some now, and it's showing the resources now. When it just comes up and just goes
So the
through.
the GPT itself is showing them?
Correct.
Let's take a look. I am not experienced that today, but let's take a quick look here a minute. So let's go out to Chat GPT. Hope you guys don't mind, but I love other questions. So let's see what we've got here a minute.
I don't know why it's showing on
And
my end.
let's just take a look here a
Just
minute at
started.
one of these. Well, OpenAI has been known to make changes. So here's an example. Whereabouts is it showing? You're saying when
When
you
you
get
press
to this part
start,
here?
and then when it goes through all of the information there at the very bottom, it just says resources. And see, it's not showing on yours.
My guess is it's a temporary glitch. They're playing around with stuff right now. You know, they've announced they want us to move over to these agents, which absolutely blow. They're terrible. And they've said they want us to move over to that by August. I don't think it's going to happen right now. In fact, I was just talking to a peer of mine last night. She and her team, they have over 300 GPTs, and she's the same thing. She's, have you tried the agents? And I'm like, yeah, they're terrible. They're slow and they don't work. They're really just they're not good. So like Self-Scribe that I've got in here, and Gracie. Gracie's probably a better example. I can use this as a GPT right now, and I get my image out in about 30 seconds. If I try to walk it through here, same exact stuff, takes 4 to 6 minutes, and it doesn't actually generally create the image for me. So they're really trying to figure this out right now. My guess is that you're probably seeing something there, Michael. I'll definitely watch it for the next day or two and see what comes up. But that's my guess as to what's happening, is that just somehow we're seeing something pop up in there, if that makes sense.
I wonder if it's
I see
maybe
it.
stuck in the history. Oh, you see it too?
I see it.
Where's it
Um,
coming up, Joa?
Here, I'll share my screen.
Please do.
So I have your Pillar Pro pulled up here. It's not loading it, but I simply clicked on your Pillar Pro. I have it just saved over here, Pillar
Yeah.
Pro.
Uh-huh.
And so I clicked start, it went through this, and I just said, please show me the GPT sources. And then look, it's got the sources down here. And then when
Hey,
I clicked
you gotta
that,
love it. You gotta
it's
love that they're doing
showing a
stuff like
file.
this.
But the first one I tried to do this, um, it did it just said it couldn't load the file. This one just keeps spinning. So it may be that it's coming.
Interesting. Well, that to me would be a terrible step back for GPTs, but
Oh, I
it wouldn't
agree.
surprise me.
Yeah.
OpenAI seems to make a lot of terrible decisions. Personal editorial comment there recently. We'll have to pay attention, Michael. I have not seen that anywhere yet, but that's very, very interesting.
I made a comment in the GPT resellers community too about it to see if anybody else is seeing it.
Very interesting. Well, I appreciate bringing it up here. Shaleshi, who's on my team, who normally manages that, was off yesterday and today. But yeah, we'll definitely see if we can find out what's going on. That's what it's supposed to do.
Sorry, I
It's basically
can't.
say, sorry.
I don't
Yeah,
even
well,
know
it's supposed to.
whose GPT this is.
All right.
Oh,
Thank you,
okay. So I say
Jonathan.
normally in ours it's supposed to, yeah, not give you that, but
Interesting. It did on Pillar Pro though. This one's yours too, right, Drass?
Drass says, yep. Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I
one, it
saw
just
that
offered it
sources pop
up.
up.
I didn't even ask
Yeah.
it for anything.
What
That's
happens when
exactly
you
what
click
mine
that?
does. It just offers it up right away.
Interesting.
It,
When you click on yours, Michael, is it giving you the file and showing it to you or no?
It does, but I believe that's because I'm creating them. It's on that
I was
particular
going to say that would be
platform?
my question, is to try it in a different. So I have a free ChatGPT account I use for testing. What you may want to do is set up a free account for testing purposes and then try it in that free account and see if you can see anything, because they will show you more when you're logged in as the creator. I know that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh,
Thank you.
look at this. It's listing out everything that I don't even know whose this is.
Well, and
Wow.
that it would used to do if you didn't have any type of security in place. So that definitely could happen. But the pop up on the side is different. I've never seen that before. Is that pop up on the side you got, Joe? Is that something to do with a browser extension, or is that just
No,
native in
I've never
ChatGPT?
seen that
Okay,
before. No, yeah.
okay.
I've even
Well,
tried to
something
switch
else for
back
us
to
to keep watching.
7.1, Jonathan.
Yeah, something else to keep watching and seeing what's happening. We will definitely be investigating that, Michael, because that's something that will change a lot of people's perspectives on what's going on there. Very, very interesting.
All right.
Yeah, sometimes I
Well,
scratch my head
thank
with
you.
OpenAI. I don't quite get it. I will tell you, Michael, just because you may be interested, others may be as well. I think we're testing it right now, but I think we have figured out a way to protect skill files. If Yeah, so if you've done that, we are testing it right now. But basically, if you can imagine, if you've ever used a skill file, it's a text file, and so you have access to all the data like you would do right there that you were looking at. But we are testing right now, and the tests are going well, having basically a minimal skill file that essentially doesn't give you the ability to do anything. It's just calling the other files, but the other files are on a remote server and being connected to via an API key. And by doing that, you could then control access to who has access to those files or not. So we'll be rolling more of that out probably in our next GPT reseller call, assuming the testing goes well, and sharing some of that stuff. So yeah,
Fantastic.
thank you for sharing that though.
I create all of the new GPTs. I create in Skills first in Claude, and then I have
Hmm.
it migrate and create it just for GPT, and then I migrate that over to the GPT because I
Hmm.
love Claude so much. I love the skills far better than I love
Oh,
the GPTs.
yeah, most users are still a little uncomfortable with skills because you've got to install them and they're not quite sure how to do that. But I agree with you from a functionality standpoint, from a performance standpoint, they rock. I really like the skills. So, well, thank
Well,
you for bringing
thank
that up.
you.
I'll definitely do some looking. We'll see what else we can find and let you know where we end up on that. One great thing about AI, if you get bored, it's only because you haven't been checked up on the updates today, because there's always new stuff that is coming up. So, Michael, thank you very
Set
much.
up your
Joe, a
RSS
special,
feed.
yeah, special thanks to Joa. Guys, Joa, again, up Sunday is the goodness of her heart. She's amazing. Seriously, if you need help with GHL, reach out to her. You will not be disappointed. She can help out with that stuff. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate it. Joa, thank you. Sherry, thanks for helping monitor the chat as always. Appreciate you guys that are open to the conversations that tend to go all over. So thank you for your flexibility. Have a marvelous day, and hopefully we'll see a bunch of you on Eve's video training. By the way, if you're not taking that, she's blowing my mind with the stuff she's teaching us on AI video. Hopefully we'll see you guys this afternoon for day 3, and day 4 is tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.